Have you seen this take?
Yeah, damn. Yeah, just do a custom. So what you do in a situation like this, by the way, is you just do a custom tip and you make it 0. This is something they do at Torchy's Tacos here in Austin, and that's how you do it. I mean, for me, yeah, you custom and then go to 0. Now, obviously not optional. Apparently, it clearly is. And so, anyway, this is something that happens a lot, and I feel like custom tip equals 0. Yeah, if I don't sit down and get shit handed to me and I'm not tipping, I have no problem tipping people now because I have a lot of money. But like before that, I never tipped in general, even if I was being waited on or anything like that. I think the fact is, like, somebody bringing me my food, like, I've said this 100 times, so I don't want to, like, get into it too much. But, like, I would much rather tip the chef and, like, the cook that made my food than the waiter that brings it to me.
Now, the thing about him is he's never, as far as I know, he claimed to have worked at the IRS at some point. But listen, like, this is an attempt to farm engagement. And the one thing that he should farm,
Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob! SpongeBob, careful! Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob! Careful, SpongeBob!
Is some soap because he needs to take a shower. Oftentimes, and he may not know this, but in many fine dining restaurants, the back of the house will also get a share of pool tips. And the thing about the back of the house is they're often paid a higher salary baseline because the front of the house, like the waiters and hostesses and things like that, they are responsible for being the face of the restaurant, and they need to be at the top of their game. They're not just performing a rote task. If, for example, Asmongold just wants someone to bring him their food and not talk to him and not look at him and not really give a shit about him, then that's the way it is in many places, right? If you want someone to dote on you and run around, then you have to pay their wage. And the way that we have developed that is called tipping. So the thing is, Asmongold, the reason why waiters are nice to you when you go to eat, if you don't tip, is because I do. You're free riding off of me, right? Because I give 25, 35% tips, you're free riding off of me. They're nice to you because of me. So if I am with someone and they don't tip, I will take it out of their wallet. I'm not going to let you not tip. We're not going to be friends. I do not sit down and break bread with people that don't give tips to the wait staff. I'm not going to let you free ride off of me. I think people are a little bit uncomfortable with in-person confrontations. I'm not. It's pretty standard in restaurants for servers to have to pay out a percentage of their sales, so they still have to tip the back even when they don't get a tip. Yeah, exactly. Now, whether or not you like tipping culture is fine. We could have a disagreement about tipping culture, but that's not what's happening here. Asmongold doesn't support raising the minimum wage for wait staff. He votes for Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not trying to raise the minimum wage for wait staff, so shut the fuck up about not tipping. If you're like, okay, I believe that wait staff should be paid $25 an hour, it should have health care, it should have a pension, it should have, you know, X, Y, and Z benefit, social benefit, and 6 weeks of paid vacation and all these great things, that's one thing. But you're not advocating for any of that. You vote for Donald Trump, who's trying to cut any kind of benefit that working class people get.
It's like stolen valor almost, right? I mean, you're the one, like, you've got a guy that's like making the food. He's sitting in there in this fucking kitchen, sweating his fucking ass off, dealing with this. And then it's apparently now, it's somebody else that you've got to do it with. Fuck that. It's hot, bro. Yeah, it's hot. And like, you're giving the money just to some cute waitress. I don't give a fuck about that. Yeah, I don't care. And so I just want to have good food. And so that's who I'd want to reward, right? The majority of places pay the cooks way more. Yeah, and I think that honestly, like, you think about it, which would be easier to replace, a waiter or a, what do you call it, a cook? I think a waiter, definitely, because, I mean, again, they already kind of have...
Not correct, actually. Actually not correct. I don't know if you noticed this, chat, but waiters have to be personable. They have to maintain good hygiene. They have to have, charisma. Those are a lot rarer than cooking skills, actually. Asmongold could not be a waiter at a fine dining restaurant, but he could wash dishes in the back. I know, Asmongold is very uncomfortable with this fact, but a good waiter is hard to find. Because when you have good wait staff, people really like your restaurant because they're the people that you interact with that represent the restaurant. If there are two restaurants, one has incredibly attractive and attentive and skilled and charismatic waiters, and they have the same exact food as another restaurant who doesn't, the first restaurant will be absolutely packed. The second restaurant will be dead.
Because if you order the food yourself online, nobody had to take your order. So they've already done it in a way. So that's the way I see it.
Tipping culture gives upper middle class Americans the rare opportunity to shame and look down on working class Americans with moral righteousness. It's one of the reasons we still have it, a socially acceptable way to class shame. This is total bullshit. He's such a fucking loser, dude. This is total bullshit. Working class Americans who work for a living, tip. It's privileged white fuckers from the South who don't tip. Like Asmongold. Working class people who work for a living, tip. How do I know this? Being in positions to accept tips, you understand very quickly that just because someone has money doesn't make them a tipper. That take is so much more annoying and so much worse than saying that streaming is harder than a 9 to 5. Saying streaming is, you know, he was one of those people that was like, oh, streaming, yeah, that, you know, going after the people for saying that's a dumb fuck take, by the way. But the idea that, oh, yeah, I'm going to tell my audience not to tip. My incel stank audience. I mean, honestly, I want Asmongold to be the face of the right. I think it's awesome that Asmongold is the face of the right. Let's make Asmongold the face of the right to as many people as possible. Let's show him to as many people as possible. You know, like when it was somebody like Aiden Ross or it's somebody like even Andrew Tate, I get nervous about those people being the face of the right, because the thing about Aiden Ross and the thing about Andrew Tate is they at least have the wherewithal to like have attractive women around them and have cool cars or celebrities or whatever. And they were like, actually, there's actually at least something happening that is attractive to young boys, you know, teenage boys that don't know, you know, they want to, you know, they're just getting it. And by the way, I didn't defend tipping culture. I defended the reality of workers today depend on tips. If I could, I'd get rid of tipping culture in favor of unionized employees making good high wages with benefits and vacation and healthcare. But we don't have that. And if you're a Donald Trump supporter like Asmongold, pretend you're against tipping culture is insane bullshit. Tipping culture comes out of the right wing. This is Asmongold.
Come on, throw in a buck.
I don't tip.
You don't tip?
No, I don't believe in it.
These chicks make shit.
Don't give me that. She don't make enough money, she can quit.
Tip. If they really put forth the effort, I'll give them something extra. But I mean,
It's tipping automatically. It's for the birds. Right? Now, we've been here a long fucking time. She's only filled my cup 3 times. I mean, when I order coffee, I want it filled 6 times.
Come on, you. Cough off a bucket, cheap bastard.
Since you pay for the breakfast, I'll put in. But normally, I would never do this.
Never mind what you normally would do.
That's what you need. You see the debate lords? They were all debating. Oh, debate lords. Oh, they were debating. They were making all sorts of really great arguments, but the dumb fascist fuck wouldn't give his dollar up until somebody showed up and said, give the fucking dollar now. And he folded like a bitch. That's how you deal with fascists like Asmongold. You don't just go like, oh, let's debate on a marketplace of ideas, because they don't give a shit. They don't care about what's right. They don't care about what's wrong. They're just there to waste your time because they have all the time in the world. And, you know, anytime you make an argument that comes from a position of empathy or logic is wasted with them.
Socialism is when the government does stuff. And it's more socialism the more stuff it does. And if it does a real lot of stuff, it's communism.
Honestly true. Honestly true. That's so true.